everyone, and welcome back to your local Aliso Viejo market update. I'm with Bryan Wilson here with Aliso Niguel Mortgage, and for the week of the 14th of November, we have had some change in the market, and Bryan's going to tell us some good news, which we all could use right now.
Yes, finally, Jackie,
Right?
some good news. For the whole start of the year, I was a guy giving bad news always, that interest rates going up, going up, going up. Sometimes I didn't want to pick up the phone to update a borrower,
Yeah, it's the worst.
they do have a tendency to kill the messenger time to time. But over the last week, we saw a nice drop of about 0.5%. For whatever, I think after the election was done and some other economic factors. But what it did, that 0.5-point drop for a couple of clients of mine that are buying home and refinancing, is it dropped their payment somewhere about $200 to $300 a month.
Wow, that's significant.
Yeah, no, that makes a difference.
Right.
And then also for some people that were looking at buying houses that, say, a week ago, they thought their payment was going to be this, their max payment that they want to do. Now they can probably buy about another $35,000 to $4,000, $40,000 of additional house.
That's incredible. So a 0.5 point made a difference of $35,000 to $40,000.
Yeah, more buying power, keeping the same payment as before.
Well, that really is good news.
Yes, finally.
Yes.
Good news.
So where do you predict? I mean, do you see us leveling off? Do you see interest rates continuing to go up? And if so, I mean, how is that looking over the next 6 months?
Ooh, flip a coin or predict the stock market, but there are people more well-educated than me on that. Like, for example, I follow the Chapman College, the local college here in Orange.
Sure.
Very smart people, and they have a study of real estate every year. And they've been pretty dead on since they started doing these reports. So their prediction for Southern California, or California in general, and part of the United States, is that through the winter and potentially the spring, there's still going to be some more drop on prices. And then after that, it should level off. And the only other thing that's going to happen is you're not going to see an appreciation like 20, 30% yearly like that. That
like
was
we have experienced, right? Crazy.
Yeah, that was an aberration with a low interest rate. So it's going to be back to the normal 3 to 4% a year for a number of years in the future. But long-term holding of a house, you still can't win, whether it's high rates or low rates. Eventually, you're going to refinance into lower rates, even if you buy right now.
You mean you can't lose?
You can't lose,
right.
As long as you hang on. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even at a rate of 3 or 4% year over year, I still think that's a great investment. And I mean, we've had rates years ago up as high as 10, 11%. So I know it's a little frightening for some people, but it's really not as bad as it seems.
No, I'm a working lesson, because I just recently bought a condo at the current higher rates. Because
congratulations!
And,
good job.
And me, if I really knew everything and knew rates were going down, I can wait, but I don't know exactly if that's the case. But I do know that I bought right now at the higher end of the rates. But based on history of 30 years with my other clients, I'm going to refine myself, 3 or 4 times in the next, 5 to 7 years to lower rates. So if you can afford it right now, I wouldn't really overthink, well, how much more is going to drop or whatever. If you can get in and hold on, you're going to refinance a number of times anyways to get a lower payment.
Right, and again, you have the tax write-offs. So I think even with the higher interest rate, if you're paying rent, that still is not a smart move, because that's, you're getting several $1,000s in tax write-offs a year just by property ownership. So it's always smart to own. And
coming from just renting, the rent I had was the equivalent of my new mortgage payment. And now the federal government, with the tax write-off, has given me about $9,000 to $10,000 a year towards my mortgage payment.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bryan, and we look forward to seeing you here again, where we're going to be talking about
something
something new and cutting edge. So thanks, Bryan.